A few days ago, an extraordinary event took place in the forests of Uludağ, Turkey. While members of the Uludağ Club were hiking, they came across a young brown bear caught in a trap. As soon as they heard the bear's cries, they turned on their camera and headed in the direction of the sound. The scene they encountered was horrifying. A young bear had been caught in a trap set by poachers. The members of the Uludağ Club filmed the bear's condition up close for several minutes. The young bear was trapped and desperately trying to free itself. The club members began discussing how to rescue the bear. Approaching it directly was dangerous, as the bear might harm them. Meanwhile, the bear, in pain from the trap, was trying everything to escape. At one point, it attempted to climb a tree to free itself but failed. The young bear had been snared by a wire around its left paw and was in agony. It tried to break the tree to free itself from the trap tied to it, but was unsuccessful. Realizing they couldn't free the bear on their own, the club members decided to call for help. In no time, a team from the forestry department arrived, including a specialist veterinarian. The veterinarian decided that the bear needed to be sedated before they could rescue it. The vet positioned himself behind a tree, believing it would be safer to shoot a tranquilizer dart from there. Waiting for the bear to tire, and then shooting the dart was the safest approach, but they couldn't afford to waste time. The veterinarian took a deep breath and from a safe distance blew the dart from the tube in his hand. The tranquilizer dart hit the bear in the shoulder. The young bear, startled and frightened, tried to pull the dart out, but fortunately couldn't. Slowly, it drifted into a deep sleep. The veterinarian was well known in Bursa, having served the region for many years. He was an expert, especially when it came to wildlife. Whenever there was an issue with animals in Uludağ National Park, the veterinarian was always informed. He had encountered poachers' traps before, but this one was different. This trap was simple, yet highly effective. The steel wire had been set up in such a way that the bear had easily fallen into it. As the bear struggled to free itself, the steel wire cut deeper into its leg. Once the bear was asleep, the vet could safely remove it from the trap. If the injuries weren't severe, they would provide first aid and leave the bear where it had fallen asleep. If the injuries were more serious, they would administer another dose of the tranquilizer and transport the bear to the veterinary faculty. After receiving the necessary treatment, the bear would be released back into its natural habitat. This unfortunate bear had been caught in a trap in Uludağ National Park, which covers 12,762 hectares and was declared a national park in 1961. 70% of the park is forest, 28% is grassland and rocky terrain, and only 0.1% is wetland. Thanks to its abundance of trees, vegetation, water, and food, a wide variety of species live in Uludağ National Park. Within the park are valuable species such as wild boar, fox, jackal, wolf, badger, wildcat, and brown bear. As a result, it's a prime target for illegal hunting. Poachers use various traps to capture these animals, later selling their pelts. The bear caught in the trap was just another victim of these ruthless and cruel hunters. Every year, thousands of species fall prey to the barbarity of illegal hunting. Poaching is when people kill animals recklessly, endangering species. Despite being illegal in many countries, people persist in this destructive behavior. The root of poaching lies in humanity's destructive instinct. Sadly, not all animals that fall into the hands of these people are as lucky as the bear that was rescued. Most don't survive. This wounded bear was fortunate enough to encounter good people. The veterinarian began examining the trap that had ensnared the young bear. It was a simple mechanism made of steel wire, tied to a tree with the wire looped at the end. As the animal passed by the tree, it would get caught in the loop, which would tighten. That's exactly what had happened. The more the young bear tried to free itself, the deeper the wire cut into its leg. The vet administered another dose of tranquilizer. Fortunately, the trap hadn't caused too much damage to the bear's leg. After thoroughly inspecting the trap around the bear's leg, the vet swiftly released it. He then examined the bear's leg and determined that it wasn't a serious injury. After applying first aid, the vet gave the bear a wake-up injection and left it where it was. Thankfully, the young bear escaped the poacher's trap with only minor injuries. The breathtaking operation had a happy ending for the bear. The veterinarian, who had come with the park rangers, looked both relieved and exhausted. He had saved yet another creature from a trap in the national park. This particular trap was unlike anything he'd encountered before. If the steel wire had cut deeper into the bear's leg, the tranquilizer's effects would have worn off, and the vet's job would have become much harder. He would have had to administer another dose of the tranquilizer. Time is of the essence in such rescue operations. If the process drags on, both the animal and the rescuer could be put in danger. Thankfully, none of that happened this time. We act as though we're the only species on this planet with a right to live. With this mindset, we harm countless creatures, leading many to their deaths. Sometimes it's for money, sometimes for pleasure. But we forget, or simply don't care, that they too have a life. Hopefully, those who inflict cruelty on animals and people will face justice before they leave this world. Be sure to never give up on being a good person. Please don't forget to like the video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to the channel.